In here with 2 outs. Delivered in, strike 1.
Plenty of room still in right center.
Yeah, that gap is still good. Center fielder's also playing a lot shallower. The whole outfield, if you really want to say it. Yeah, very shallow outfield. Not sure. Don't have the flags up. Not sure how the wind's playing a factor. It is a cold night here.
A little bit of a breeze, but I don't think it'll be too much where it's a big effect in this game.
Yeah, 50 degrees out right now. Cloudy, overcast. And that's going to be ball 4 on the loaded. And that's going to load the bases here.
Here's the first pitch with the bases loaded. And it's another ball in the dirt. Catcher keeps this one in front of him, though. Holds the runner at third.
Another bases loaded opportunity. Game already kind of getting out of hand here, 5-0. I believe we're playing 7. Pitch comes in, swung on. Big swing with the bases loaded, makes it 1-1. Sent in. This one's going to be driven to right center field. It's going to drop. Right fielder cuts it off. 1 run is in. 2 runs. The 3rd runner's coming home. Here comes the relay. It's in. Greg Rainey making the call. He's out. 2 runs will score, making the score 7-0 here as we go in to the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be right back here after 60 seconds.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today. If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Welcome back to the Nick. Matt Kibbe, Mike Prang here in the booth. You just saw the away team for the game kind of blow it open. It's 7-0 now in favor of that away team. The home team's going to have to crawl back into this, kind of get some runs. They need some runs this inning. Mike, what did you think of that last relay to get that final out of the inning?
I thought it was a really good relay. I mean, the big thing about it was a perfect throw right on the money. If you saw, you had the runner headed for second. The batter was headed for second on the double to right center. The second baseman kind of hesitated, looking to gun him at second base. Saw he was already sliding in, and he made the quick decision to throw home, and that throw was right on the money. Line drive, perfect throw, no hop at all, and catcher was able to catch the ball, turn, and get the out.
Really like seeing it. Get you excited for the season to have a relay like that.
Definitely. Need to work on throwing a little bit more strikes, so the away team has got 7 runs on only 5 hits. Had a few walks last inning to load the bases a couple times. One of the runs scored came in on a bases-loaded walk.
Oh, 0-1 here in the home half of the 4th inning. You know, let's look at some awesome news that was actually announced just about 24 hours ago. Former Bulldog Dugan Darnell signed with the Railcats. Darnell was a 2020 USPL all-star in the summer.
USPBL.
Yeah, United States.
No.
What is it? What is it?
I don't know.
United Shores, I think, is what it is. United Shore Professional Baseball League. That's the one over in, I believe, in Battle Creek. No, Utica. It's the one that uses Jimmy John's Field.
Yeah, they only got. It's a league of only 4 teams. They all share the field. I had a buddy from Loris that actually played for the Diamond Hoppers over there.
Really?
Yeah, Tyler Tamaka, and he played about a year and a half for them. Was eventually released and then signed with the Schaumburg Boomers in the Frontier League in Schaumburg, Illinois. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, the Frontier League did not have their season, but he is still a member of that roster, just waiting to play in the 2020 summer season.
Be interesting to see all the summer leagues as that breaking ball is in strike 3. I know we have. I don't think they'll be here this summer, but normally we have the Irish Hill Leprechauns that will alternate playing here and at Siena Heights in the Great Lakes Summer League, Great Lakes Collegiate Summer League if we want to be technical, but also the Lake Erie Monarchs are one of the teams that play out here over the summer. And then obviously the Nick hosts a lot of youth tournaments, a lot of 16U, 17U, 18U tournaments here on the turf field.
Yeah, great facility here.
Beautiful facility. 0-2 the count on the batter.
We're very lucky here within All Turf Field that if that first practice in late January, early February comes around, we have some decent weather, sun shining. We're able to get out on the field early as long as there's no snow on the ground.
Another breaking ball, strike 3, and there's 2 outs in the inning.
So this has been the big difference in the game so far. The away team has been able to locate their pitches a lot better than the home team, and that's what has brought us to our 7-0 score.
Want to know the count. Check swing. Called a ball. 2-0.
The count.
Yeah, 3-0. On the corner there, this is kind of the first batter we've seen where the pitchers had to battle back here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the pitch on the 3-1. It looked like it went with a breaking ball.
Yeah,
A lot
that
of
3-0
trust
pitch
there.
was a breaking ball as well.
Has a lot more trust with it.
Yeah, maybe it was just kind of a get me over off-speed pitch, and you never know what Coach Craig Rainey decides. Maybe giving the green light on 3-0 every once in a while. That you can't be too careful just always throwing a fastball right down the middle. 3-0.
Would agree with you there. I think that one. I think Coach Rainey squeezed him a little bit, trying to make him work through some situations. Courtesy runner comes on.
Short lead over at first with 2 outs.
New batter on. This one's on the outside. Called the ball. Losing control of that fastball here. Has had a lot of success with the breaking ball, as we were saying. See if he goes back to it here. Check swing. No, he didn't.
See, one of the things I just saw on that pitch that could have been the problem with a few of the others is he's opening up, the pitcher's opening up a little bit too early on those fastballs, and that's what's keeping the ball outside and losing control a bit there. You see another one way outside. It's a 3-0 the count again.
Gonna have to battle here. Imagine we'll probably see some sort of off speed if that's the pitch he's comfortable with. See what the catcher goes with. There it is.
That's a fastball.
That was a fastball. 3-1 the count. Runner on first. 2 outs here in the home half of the 4th inning. Called strike on the outside corner.
Wow.
About as far as we'll go. It looked like it was on the left-handed chalk.
But Coach Rainey's trying to get his guys to swing the bat, so it's acceptable in this game.
Swing and a miss. That's going to be strike 3. The home team still can't get a run on the board, and we'll go in to the top of the 5th. The score 7-0 here on Adrian College TV. We'll be right.
Adrian College's 2020-2021 enrollment has set a new record at 1,865 students. The incoming freshman class of 602 new students helped set the new record. This is the 13th consecutive year the Bulldogs have had an incoming class of more than 500 freshmen. Nearly 6,000 high school seniors applied to attend Adrian College this fall. Why do so many students choose Adrian? Adrian is constantly expanding majors offered to incoming freshmen. If you're a high schooler or know someone who is looking at taking their education to the next level, AC could be the answer. To see the programs Adrian offers, learn more about the process, schedule a visit, and even apply today, visit adrian.edu/admissions. adrian.edu/admissions. We look forward to seeing you on campus.
I'll give him a shout.
Well, welcome back to the Nick. Special guest with us. Coach Prince has joined the booth here. Matt gave me Mike Prang. Now Coach Prince in the booth. Talk
Hey,
about
guys,
what's
how's it
going on. How you doing today?
There's a beatdown going on right now. I'm doing all right, though. Yeah, pitchers
Beatdown?
look all right.
Pitchers, hey, that's what you care about, right? That's
Yeah,
what you care about.
For the most part.
Now one team will say, doing well. A lot of strikes, a lot of outs. Other side giving up 7 runs.
Yep.
Well, what have you seen from the pitchers today? We'll kind of give you some easy
The
questions.
one side, Spencer Ford was amazing today. He had an immaculate inning the first inning, which was really, really good. I mean, Spencer's coming along quite a bit in his 5 years now, but he's been really good for us, and he's going to continue to be really good.
That one's going to be swung on and going into right field. Has a chance for it if they go for it. Decides not to. That's going to be the first runner of the inning in the top half of the 5th.
So, Craig, what have you thought about Coach Rainey's balls and strikes this game so far? It's been questionable on some check swings.
The check swings, I'm not sure about, but I think the balls and strikes have been pretty consistent. That 3-2 slider that Joe Toth just threw, I thought was an easily ringable pitch, but he decided to go against it, which is, is what it is. But when the boss man's calling, I guess you got to listen, right?
First season at Adrian, how are you liking it so far?
It's good, man. Everything's great. I mean, the facilities here are amazing. You got a lot of places to grow, and, the players can, get in the weight room a ton, which is nice. The weight room's crazy nice. I think it's a big piece of the program. So it's been really good seeing that thing. And then with the COVID stuff, just trying to get everybody out in the field again is just, it's kind of weird. So, the Division III totally changed up the way they usually go. It's usually 4 days a week for 4 weeks at a maximum. This year it's 114 practice days. So we've made some adjustments to this season just for the fall at least. We've been able to go a lot more. So it's been good. Getting a lot more at-bats and just seeing if guys are ready to go.
Working with the pitchers, what have you done? You mentioned the COVID stuff. What have you done differently than what you maybe have done in years past?
Not a ton, to be honest with you. I mean, the biggest thing for me coming in was just implementing the program that I kind of run, which isn't too far off of what they've seen in the past. So it's been pretty easy. It's been a good transition. A lot of it's just honestly just for us getting going was learning how to move and learning the actual stretches and learning how to throw a baseball again. That's kind of been the big things. Oh, yeah.
Stolen base out by a mile there. 1 out on the board, 1-2 the count. Matt Kibbe, Mike Prang, Coach Craig Prince up in the booth right now. And, we have another first-year head coach in Michael Hatfield, the men's soccer coach. I asked him this question, so I'm going to ask you the same thing. I asked him, when you got on campus, what was the first thing you did or first thing that got you, exciting? You're like, hi, I'm here. I'm ready to go. What was that for you?
I'll one-up you. So I played against Tommy Parsons. I'm sure everybody here knows that name pretty well. But Tommy and I knew each other a little bit growing up, and Tommy was going to go to undergrad where I went to school. Potentially, it was in his running. And Tommy was at first base. I think he got a hit, which is kind of surprising because he's not a hitter. But he was on first base nonetheless. I was playing first base, and I was like, hey, Tommy, you going to Otterbein? And that's where I went. And he's like, no, I think I'm going to Adrian. And I remember asking him, like, I was like, why are you going to Adrian? Like, what's in Adrian? Like, that's so much better than Otterbein, because Otterbeins in Columbus. And then you get up here and you're like, oh, this makes sense. So, it's a weird kind of setup. You get back to Michigan and you see this place, and it's pretty amazing. The facilities are great. The classrooms, everything you have around here it's a great setup to be a college student here for sure.
I know one of the cool things for me is with me coming from Chicago and when I travel out here, I take 94 through Michigan, get off at 223, and I take it down. And once I get into Adrian, one of the first things I see is the lights, kind of the grandstands here of this facility, and it's something that's really spectacular. Got to be one of the best baseball facilities in NCAA Division III.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, where I played ball, not to whatever, but, this is just nuts compared to any place else. Like, everywhere we go in conference, everywhere we went in conference where I played, like, it's just kind of a different world out here, and it's just everywhere you want to go on campus is pretty much like this. Maybe not as crazy like the baseball field, but it's all nice. It's all set up wonderfully. I feel like it's a good life to live.
Nicolay Field's been here since 2008. One of the thanks for what we should say is Coach Craig Rainey been here for a long time. Kind of one of the lead reasons why we have the Nick.
Yep.
And all the banners along the center field wall, the sponsorships as well. How does that impact a person like you? I'm looking at you. I don't know your age, but you look young.
Yeah.
You
Being 24.
24. You're here. You have a guy like Craig Rainey.
Yeah.
As your head coach, how does that impact what you do on a daily basis?
It's great. So my last job, I was able to learn from a guy who's gone through a lot and just trying to build up a program. So I got a lot of good experience from him, just trying to learn how, to take players to the next level, because where we wasn't where we needed to be, and obviously you kind of got to grow it. Here it's a little bit different. Like, he's got the experience of already going through all that stuff, right? And then now it's just kind of continuing it and just being consistent day to day. Like, the man wakes up at 6 a.m. to lift every day. Like, that's just one thing that's consistent with him, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like not only is it the lifting, it's the being able to, like, treat people the same way every single day, just be able to, like, work with the players the same way every single day, do the same things in and out, So as a year to year, I'm sure it's pretty much the same, which is awesome.
This one swung on to third base, tag there. 5-3 goes by the first baseman. That's going to advance the runners. Got one out. Runner coming home. Has to hold up on the throw. Probably could have made it. Trickles by and back up there from the pitcher. Leaves the runners at second and third. Is it shortstop?
Shortstop.
I feel like that should have been the pitcher.
No, in that situation, you never know if the play's going to be at home or third.
That's true.
So the pitchers are always kind of taught to go halfway between, but you got to go all the way up to the fence. You never know how deep it's going to get, because if you're playing too short behind either the catcher or the third baseman, and now it's a big overthrow, now it goes over your head and there is no backup.
Yep.
So
Mike, don't we always get blamed? Isn't that how it goes?
it always is.
I
was a pitcher in
Hey,
college, and it was always the pitcher.
Homegrown catcher right here. You got to know. I know where they're supposed to be. You don't expect a shortstop to come all the way over there for that, but good play there to prevent the run.
It's always the pitcher's fault. Never forget.
Yeah.
Never forget. Always the pitcher's fault. 2 outs here. One's sent in on the outside.
I believe the count's 2-0.
Yeah, we'll go with it. Coach, I've heard this around, and I'm going to ask you to clarify.
Yeah.
If I heard correctly, you're driveline certified, correct?
Correct, yep.
So how do you use, for the folks at home that may not know what that means, I'm kind of slightly familiar with it as a base hit there. Swung, I'm going to go to the wrong wall. That's going to score 2. Let's see if he gets a double out of this. Maybe even a triple. He's going to go for it. Relay coming in, and it's not going to be in time, and a triple there. 2-run RBI, and the score is 9-0 now in favor of the away team. Can you kind of explain what that driveline certification means and how that impacts what you teach your pitchers and how you work with them?
Yeah, to be honest, it's more of like a credibility thing to me, because like for me, we do a bunch of different things. We do kind of a mixture between like Texas Baseball Ranch. It's just another type of training facility. We do a little bit of the Florida Baseball Ranch stuff, and then some of the stuff we do as well is the driveline stuff. But they have an incredible company out in Seattle, Washington, that they're able to go out and train guys, whether it's professional athletes or like ninth graders, college guys. I mean, they do it all. So they do a lot of research. All their stuff is data driven, which is it's really unique to what baseball has been in the past. Like obviously, everybody's looking to find ways to score runs and stuff like that. But like there's a lot of I would say physiological stuff that goes into that stuff for pitchers and stuff like that, being able to measure stuff and get through those types of things. So with me being like driveline certified, I just feel like it's a better credibility thing for me. That way, like when guys come up and ask me like, why are we doing this? I'm like, well, they do this. Like that's not really a good answer. So like being able to be like, hey, like we're doing this because like X, Y, and Z. It's a good explanation. It's just better research probably. And then just kind of learning those things. There's a ton of stuff out there that you can get certified in. But like with them being just so big and just learning more and more every day, I mean, it's a constant thing you have to keep up with. So it's really cool to be around and just be a part of. And like going out to driveline it's a unique thing. Now when I went out there last time, it was 2 cages basically in a garage. Like I mean, it was like a shake. Like it was not nice. And now they got like a whole thing. Like you can go look it up. I mean, it's crazy what they got going. And the guy that's out there, Cowbody, it's incredible. Like you just if you look it up, man, you'd be like, wow. Like it's crazy what he did with what he had, and now he's just expanding it. It's getting bigger and bigger. They're working with pros and stuff like that. So it's been really cool. But yeah, that's kind of what we're doing with that.
We're in between innings here. Strike out, put us at 9 down. We're going to stay here for this half inning, keep Coach Prince, and then we'll let you go. We don't have to stay for the home half, but you do got to stay for a couple more minutes. With that certification and everything, I know Trevor Bauer is one of the big names. I know uses Driveline as well. So how does having those pro names back that brand help you bring it down to the Division III level and other coaching levels that you're at?
If you ever hear like Trevor Bauer talk, he'll tell you how unathletic he's ever been. Like he's like the most unathletic person, which is really interesting to hear because like you'll watch him throw, you're like, he's not unathletic. He's pretty good, right? So like you see a guy be able to do things that like a normal pro athlete would do. Like it's pretty cool. Like when you just see like Spencer Ford go out there and shove like the way he did, it's pretty unique to see that. When maybe he wasn't there when he was a freshman. So like just being able to like continually drive development is the big thing. So I think that's kind of like where the credibility stuff comes in. Like Trevor Bauer would not be Trevor Bauer if he didn't do the things that he did, if that makes sense. So like being able to get guys to like buy into that is a huge thing first off, and then like being able to continue the mobility work that we do, the types of throwing that we do, the training that we do on the other hand, it's really good, and it's good to see just being able to like watch Spencer throw like that or watch Joe throw the way he has. Like it's been pretty good. Like Joe last year was probably 79, 81, and now he's like 84, 86. So it's been a lot of good things, and everybody's getting better. So that's the goal, just continuously drive development.
Speaking of velocity, when you guys played Bluffton, you had Mo on the mound for game 1, and he was hitting between 95, 97. You had 29 MLB scouts out here.
He's a special guy.
And then
there's no question about that.
Well, and then I heard from Coach Craig Rainey that eventually, about a week or so later, he had the cross-checkers out, about 11 of them, and that's kind of when it gets really serious about being a potential draft pick is once those cross-checkers come out. So talk about kind of how you have to kind of get him into the right mindset, being a Division III baseball player, and now you have 29 different MLB teams watching you from behind home plate.
Mo's nothing, man. I don't have to do anything. Mo's the easiest guy to work with, to be honest with you, because he's completely bought in. Like he literally he came up to me earlier today, and he was like, I was like 92, 96 the other day. Like I want to be like 99. Like what do I got to do to be 99? Like I don't really have to do anything with him. He's a special athlete. Like you watch him jump, you watch him run, you watch him lift, you know why he's the way he is. But like it's just continually getting him on the right plan, making sure he's healthy, and everything that he has is deserved. Like it's been an incredible process with him for sure. And obviously I haven't been here the whole time for it, but like if you look at the pictures of him as a freshman and you look at him now, like completely different athlete. And that's just a big piece of the program and the way he's been able to like develop. So I mean, everything that he has is definitely deserved, and he just wants to get better every day. So I mean, he's an easy guy. It's the guys that sit there and they're like, I don't know. Like those are the guys that are like, come on, like you got to push him along a little bit more. So like Mo is, it's cake, nothing. I don't have to do much.
I'll give you one more kind of a soft toss kind of question for you, and then we'll let you get out of here. What should we be expecting from the pitching staff in the regular season, spring 2021.
A lot of strikeouts. That's what we're going for. The easiest out in baseball is a strikeout. That's what we love. So hopefully 3-pitch strikeouts. That's what we're looking for.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for Coach Craig Prince on coming up here for an interview. Thank you for coming over.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
no
go back
problem.
and do your
My due
coaching
diligence.
duties, right? Like it's getting good over there. So
Yep.
thank you for coming over here and talking to
I do
us.
have to give a shout out real quick to
Go
Coach
for it.
Tyson Harrington. I just want to say, hey, what's up, Coach? Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate Coach Prince coming over here and giving us some insight into the world of Adrian College baseball.
Had to twist his arm getting on.
You know, it did take a lot of twisting, didn't it?
I also had to remind him that you got to watch what you say.
He did kind of turn away when we told him you got to watch out for what you say on air, but
Yeah, he hesitated a bit, but
ended up coming over here and delivered some great answers. Always love interviewing our coaches here at Adrian. I'll tell you what, it's NCAA. Is it Diversity Week?
diversity
and inclusion week.
for the
And,
NCAA.
you know, we saw the video today. If you haven't, go and look on Adrian Bulldogs social medias, and you'll be able to retweet, like, comment on it. And it was the video of all the coaches telling us, hey, we have your backing. You know, you really feel that when you're here. You hear newcomer Coach Prince coming in here and telling us, like, hey, I'm part of this program. We're developing it. He's bought in, getting the rest of his players to buy in, and he has their back. You can feel it in how he's talking about his team. Same with Coach Rainey, our athletic director Michael Duffy, and all the other coaches on the staff. They really are a part of Adrian College and make it what it is today, and it's really nice to see.
Yeah, we do have a lot of coaches here that really they kind of grind all day with their work. They want to make their team as best as possible, not only on the field or on the court or on the ice, but also in the classroom as well. So one of the people who I always see kind of working with their student athletes is men's basketball coach Kyle Lindsay and assistant coach Tim Kaiser, and then now their new assistant coach Peter Smith. They always have athletes in, you know, helping them with homework, doing some talks, talking about class, things of that nature. So keeping them on track on the court, but also in the classroom as well. So
Coach Lindsay is a prime example. He really turned around the culture here at Adrian College, went all the way to the MIAA championship and won it. Just some incredible stuff out of that. The Marilat Sport and Fitness Center. 3-2 the count. Back to game here. It's 9-0 here. I believe we are in the top half. No, we're in the bottom half. We're in the bottom half.
I lost track too.
Of the, what are we, sixth inning? No, fifth inning.
Fifth inning.
So bottom of the fifth, 3-2 the count. Runner takes off. He's going to have it, no doubt, but it's going to be a strikeout to put 2 outs up on the board. 9-0 is the score. Matt Kibbe, Mike Prang here in the booth at the Nick. This is the Adrian Baseball World Series. I don't know what we really called it, but it's here, and we're here to give you the call.
Yeah, this is game 1 of the World Series. They're going to have game 2 on Friday and then game 3 on Sunday. And I hear from Coach Prince that there will be a consolation game sometime along the road before it gets too cold. So
that will put them, I believe that's going to wrap up their fall. And play it with some games. Now I'm going to drive by here on Friday and Sunday and watch them be in full uniform. And today on Wednesday night, giving you a little bit of a lighthearted inter-squad matchup. 1-2 the count.
hopefully on Friday and Sunday we'll have some lineup cards with some numbers on them as well. So we'll be able to introduce some of the players and talk about them more in depth as well, rather than just referring to them as the hitter or the runner or the guy in the mound.
Actually, I don't know if ACTV will be able to bring all the action due to our packed weekend over in the rink. I know with NCAA on Friday, and then more NCAA on Saturday, and then even more on Sunday, as well as some ACHA matchup. It's going to be a busy weekend for ACTV and the Adrian College Sports Network.
Well, I have Friday night off, so if anything, maybe I can come out and after this play here, line drive into center.
Oh, it's
off the glove of the center fielder.
Wow. That's going to give up a run. And that's going to be an E8 to lead to the double. Might have lost it in the lights, or maybe, it looked like he almost overran it.
Yeah. Yeah, tried to catch it a little bit too high over his head. That brings the score to 10-0. Or, I'm sorry, 9-1.
Yeah.
They put,
Home half gets
they put the air up first, and they put it up for the wrong team.
That's going to be the first error. Still no hits for the home team.
Anyway, like I was saying before that, if I got nothing else going on Friday night, maybe I'll come out and I can do a radio broadcast on Periscope.
Yeah, I might be able to do something for
through
you.
Twitter. That's what I used to do over at Loris. Just kind of set up my phone on the charger and push play and add it live stream straight to Twitter. Maybe I'll go through ACTV or maybe just stream it on Adrian Baseball's Twitter.
That's going to drop in, and that's going to be the first hit of the ball game for the home squad and make it 9-2 here. It's a clean base hit inside out swing to right field. It'll be interesting. We'll see what we can do for you. Maybe we might have an extra computer. Might be able to sacrifice a camera. And maybe one of our announcer cams, put one camera up. I can guarantee you it won't be a nice setup that we have today with the outfield camera, but be able to try and give you some action.
Hey, with COVID-19, all the fans will take what they can get.
That's right. 1-0 the count here, 2 outs. Two and 0 now. That one's in. Runner on first here. 9-2 the score. Swung on. Sent over to left field. It's going to be caught, and that's going to wrap up this half inning. And we're going to head into the top of the 6th inning. The score 9-2 here on ACTV. We'll be right back in 60 seconds. Miss Constitution Day, the George W. Romney Institute for Law and Public Policy presented the annual Philip J. Perkowski Constitution Day Address on Adrian College TV this year.
His presentation, based on his extensive experience in the courtroom, promises to be revealing and thought-provoking. It's called Making the Words Matter, How All of Us, Not Just the Courts, Can Fulfill the Promise of the Constitution. Please join me in welcoming Brett DeGroff.
Using the arc of the moral universe quote too loosely carries with it a danger of magical thinking. Technically, we couldn't have expected the Constitution to do anything about it earlier. It was perfectly legal under the Constitution up to that point. The real action in this area is going to happen at the local level, in cities and in townships, because city and township governments fund and supervise police departments.
You can watch his revealing and thought-provoking speech now on Adrian College TV.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field on the campus of Adrian College. It is 9-2 in favor of the visiting Bulldogs here for the inter-squad scrimmage for Game 1 of the World Series. We saw the home team get on the board for the first time this game last inning as they brought in 2 runs. One on an error by the center fielder with 2 outs, and then another one with a single to left field that brought in the second run of the game.
First one is in right at the knees. 0-1's the count. There's a question on our YouTube comment. What is the World Series? Well, it's when you get to the end of fall, you make some teams, you go at it, you play some inter-squad games, and find out who the winner is. I mean, it's more so just puts a title on it. It's just inter-squad games, though.
Yeah, it's a fun way to wrap up the fall with Division III. You're only allowed one game or one day of 18 innings in the fall season. For Division III, unlike Division I, where you can go out and you can play somewhat of a modified schedule against different opponents. But Division III, a lot of it's inter-squad games. So a lot of teams wrap their fall league up with kind of a World Series type play of just different inter-squads, same teams, and they're going for bragging rights, really.
Yeah. Adrian hosted Bluffton for their 18 innings. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, 2 Sundays ago.
2 Sundays ago they did that. We were here covering that. You can go and check out that game on the Adrian College TV YouTube channel and give it a like, drop some comments on it, be a part of the conversation here on Adrian College TV, and glad to bring you this first game of the World Series here on a Wednesday night. And swung on, and it's going to be fouled off, almost at a light pole. So, yeah, that kind of explains what a World Series is and why we're doing it here. Counts 3-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media at Adrian College TV. That one's going to be ball 4, and it's going to be a walk. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. You can find us all there. You can find all of our live streams at adrian.edu/live. See what's coming up and what to be a part of. That one's going to be swung on right down the line past the diving third baseman. It's going to roll all the way to the corner. This one should bring in a run. Speed coming to home plate. The relay in time but not caught. That's going to score another run to make it 10-0. The batter 10-2. And that will bring it all the way back with a runner on third base now.
It's a good relay, just with the angle of it being hit down the left field line. It did hit the runner in the back that was coming home on his slide, so that was the bobble there by the catcher.
Still no outs here. This one outside makes it 1-0. The battery here's got to be careful with the runner on third. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1.
One of the things, Matt, I really want to talk about is, and we touched on it a little bit earlier, is this week for the NCAA, it's Diversity and Inclusion Week, and they're running a big social media campaign around the NCAA along with NCAA conferences and some individual NCAA schools. Here in the Sports Information Department at Adrian College, we're producing some videos each day. So day one was yesterday on Tuesday, titled My Story Matters, and we interviewed a few student athletes. We had Victoria Butkowski from the women's soccer team, Michael Williams from the men's basketball team, and Oon Bellin from the women's hockey team kind of share their story on kind of how they grew up in a very diverse world with their diversity, and then coming to Adrian College and how we've been able to welcome them with open arms, regardless of their religion, of their race, color of their skin, nationality, sexual orientation, things of that nature. And you touched earlier on day two's video today. It was titled I've Got Your Back. So go check out those videos on Adrian Bulldogs Twitter and Facebook. They were posted yesterday and earlier today. Tomorrow is day 3 and the final day of Diversity and Inclusion Week, and that is titled Together We Rise. And we have Meg Sharp, our associate athletic trainer and senior women administrator, and then also Jamie Fetter, who is our head athletic trainer. They're going to bring you their thoughts on diversity and inclusion and how it's incorporated in the athletic training room here at Adrian College.
That's some awesome videos put together by the Sports Information Department. Definitely highly recommend watching them, especially if you're a student here at Adrian. See what the SIDs have to say and what the athletic department has for us. Called strike, batter didn't like it. It's 0-2.
1 out, runner on third, so just hitting something deep to the outfield, getting something in the air. Sacrifice fly would get the work done. He's going to foul that 0-2 pitch off there.
Yeah, you want to get something high in the air, or you can even take a ground ball to the right side of the infield. That should score the run. 10-2 game. They're playing back, willing to give it up.
Yeah, down by 8. It's something you got to kind of chalk up, and your defense right now is not going to be keeping you in this game. It's going to be how are your bats going to respond to trailing by 8. And this happened before where, teams aren't playing in on the grass because there's a runner on third, less than 2 outs, and things of that nature. But it's been batters coming up, trailing by 8, getting their work in the fall, but also coming to the plate with a solid approach, seeing pitches, know where they want the pitch to be, where they want to take it, working some situational stuff as well.
This one swung on, grounder, third base, runner comes home. He's going to score, and we're going to get a 5-3 put out for the second out of the inning. The score 11-2 now.
One thing I have been seeing since we talked about it back in the 4th inning, the home team's been locating their pitches a lot better. They've been making the pitches. The away team's just been putting the ball in play, but less walks, less balls. They're able to get ahead in the count in some situations, like you see there on the swing and a miss on the fastball low. But getting ahead in the count really is big for a pitcher, getting that first pitch strike, because now you don't need to keep throwing fastballs to keep yourself in the count or kind of come back in the count. Now you can work with some off speed like you just saw there, go 1-1.
That's exactly what you're trying to do. It was a really hard first couple innings for this home team. Gave up a lot of runs. The big inning, the 4th, gave up 5, and a couple of them were gimmies. Hit batter, brought in a run, also a walk.
And then you had I believe it was 3 walks in a row, and then they finally hit that big gap in right center that cleared the bases, or brought in 2 before the relay for the 3rd out at home. But that'll do it for the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back in about 30 seconds here on ACSN.
Want to learn more about Adrian College Television? To find out more about ACTV, you can visit our website at adriancollege.tv. You can find direct links to our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and other social media platforms there. Bulldog students can submit a request to become an announcer for ACTV. Fans can see press releases about upcoming events and what's happening at the media production house. Visit adriancollege.tv for more.
Welcome back to the Nick. Matt Kibbe, Mike Prang here. As we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. Favor 11-2. The away squad is the one winning.
If you're just joining us, the away team put up 1 the 2nd, 1 the 3rd, a 5 spot in the 4th, and then back-to-back innings of 2 runs apiece in the 5th and the 6th. The home team finally got on the board in the bottom of the 5th with a pair of runs there, also collecting their first hit of the ball game coming in the 5th.
So we'll see what they can do here. They're up to bat now. They only got 2 innings left. 2 at-bats, 6 outs to play with. They have to be selective. We're probably going to start seeing they're going to take a strike, try and get into a count where they can get a good hit, get on base. That's kind of the main goal.
Looking at the YouTube comments here, we have someone watching from Spanish class.
Peyton, you got to pay attention in Spanish. Got to learn the language. Trying to be dual language, right?
Dual language? You mean bilingual?
Bilingual? Dual language?
I think you got to start paying attention in English class.
I probably should. I probably should take another English class. I got out of core and didn't want to do it anymore. I did take American Sign Language, though. I can speak with my hands.
Can't give a broadcast doing sign language.
I can't do it. Nope. Got to use the voice box. First pitch swung on to short. Nice scoop there by the first baseman. 6-3 on the putout. If you're keeping score at home, which honestly probably nobody.
We don't have any names or numbers here today.
No.
Hopefully we will on Friday and Sunday. So we apologize for not introducing any of the players or, yeah.
I know a couple of them just from looking at how they're playing and where they're at, but I just don't think it's fair if I don't know all of them. I'm not going to give the airtime to the people that I do know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we haven't really done any names. We're kind of saying batter, fielder, and trying to give you the position numbers at least so you know where everything's going if you're not really paying attention to the game. And some of our camera work, we only got 2 cameras here. We have the awesome outfield camera with the wireless transmitter, but we happen to only have one of our other action cams. The other ones were down due to technical error. This one comes in, makes it 3-0. So we're trying to do our best for you, but just one of those things where kind of a lighthearted scrimmage. And come in, and that's going to be ball 4. One out here, runner on first. New batter on, fresh count, 1 out. Pitcher comes to the set. Slide step there. Strike called. 11-2 the score here. 9 hits for the away team, 1 hit for this home team. Runner bluffs, ball 1.
That's been another difference in the game. You know, the pitches that, you know, we talked earlier, I should say, when the home pitchers were struggling to throw strikes, and then now they need to throw more fastballs to get back into the count and try and get an out, try and roll a ground ball, try and get a pop-up or something like that. But now you're throwing just more straight pitches, and the away team was able to take advantage of that and really rack up some hits of that nature. So
2-1 the count. Now it's 3-1. Like you said, home team's got to try and get back into this. They kind of put themselves in the hole. Now they got to dig out of it, figure out what they can do here. And it's going to take just base hits. You almost have to be station to station at this point. Try and get back into the game. You don't want to overdo it. You got to get on the board. Runner takes off on the 3-1. He takes it. It's going to be called safe. Catcher had a good from the knees throw. Just wasn't quick enough.
yeah, right on target, right in front of second base, from the baseline, going from first to second. That's exactly where he wants to put it. That way, whoever's covering the second base, whether it's the second baseman or the shortstop, it's really just a catch and put the glove on the ground rather than trying to pick it or trying to reach in a different direction and bring it on back.
That breaking ball is going to come in, and it's going to be called strike 3 for the second out of the inning. You know, one thing I love watching is anytime Craig Rainey gets the coldest strikeout, you see him out there strike and throws him out.
I think he needs to get something a little bit more bigger.
A little bigger.
You know,
He's not a.
something that is going to make social media.
He's
go
not. You know,
viral.
he's
It's gonna
not
be
a.
that weird umpire. Out
He's
there.
a weird umpire. He's not that big of a about me guy. He really is about his team. He's an awesome person for this program. Strike called 1-1, and you know he doesn't like us when we talk about him as a coach. He really he doesn't want to hear about it. He wants it to be about his team, but you really got to give him a lot of credit for all he's done for the Adrian baseball program. All the time he's put in as that one swung on, and it's 1-2 now. And make this, like I said, make this program what it is, what we know it as. Away squad has a chance to get out of this inning unscathed. And they will. Strike 3 on the swing. And the score is going to stay at 11-2 as we head in to the top of the 7th inning. And we'll be right back in 60 seconds.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
The Adrian College Sports Network wants you to join us in thanking one of our sponsors, the Carlton Lodge of Adrian. The Carlton Lodge offers a comfortable and convenient lodging experience. Carlton has spacious rooms and suites, fit for a peaceful night's sleep. Their amenities include a hot tub and pool, a 24-hour fitness center, a business center, and much more. A huge thanks to Adrian College's choice of lodging for sponsoring Bulldog Athletics.
Welcome back to the Nick here. Top of the 7th inning, the away squad for this Bulldog inner squad is winning 11-2. They're going to step up to bat here. try and extend their lead a little bit more. I believe we're only playing 7, so home team's going to be looking to get out of this quickly and get back to the plate. Matt Kibbe, Mike Prang here in the booth. If you want to shout out on air, me and Gabe Schry usually do this, and I don't know your Twitter, but I'll plug mine. If you can tag me at PXP Kibby Matt, that's KIBBY Matt, I'll give you a shout out on air here on ACTV.
Mine's pretty tough. At Mike Prang.
At Mike Prang. The Italian spelling.
What?
I don't know. It's getting to that point in the game. This one's sent in. Got a squeeze in. Might have gotten the strike call, but it's 1-0. Fastball right down the middle. 1-1 now. High leg kick here. That one's going to be a slider on the outside. Makes it 2-1.
Outfield playing pretty straight up. Same with the infield. Middle infield a little deep, but now they're creeping in on the leg kick. Swing at the high fastball.
Fouled off into the glove of the catcher. Makes it 2-2, and right where you want a pitcher to be. That one's high and in. 3-2.
A little chin music there.
A little chin music. I like that one. Reminds me of the good old. I'm gonna blank on his name now. That's gonna be ball 4. Shawn Michaels. That's who I'm thinking of. You know, former WWE wrestler. I think he's a Hall of Famer now too, but I don't get into that. Runner on first. It's 11-2 ball game. The away team up to bat right now. Top of the 7th inning. I believe this is our last inning of play. That one's inside, making it 1-0.
Greg, we playing 9 or 7?
Confirmed we are playing 7. I think the coaches are appreciative of that today. And sent in, gets by the catcher, and that's going to give the runner second base. Chirps coming from the bleachers now. Runner on second now. 2-0 the count. High leg kick. Sent in, called a strike. Two and one, the pitch delivered, swung on, roller over to third, gobbled up there, and it's going to be a 5-3 put out. Runner stays put at second.
Really jammed him there on the fastball. Hitter really had to try and keep his hands in as much as he can to put the barrel on the ball, but really wasn't able to do it. Got jammed a little bit. Nice little rollover ground ball there. Keeps the runner at second.
So 1 out here. Runner remains at second base. And 11-2 the score. 0-1 the count. Pitcher steps off, holds the runner at second. Not sure where he's going in an 11-2 ball game. Ball 1. That's on the outside. 2-1.
Here's what we were talking about earlier. We're struggling to throw strikes here early in the count. Now we got to throw a little bit more fastballs over the plate to catch up. There's a fastball down the turf, 3-1.
See if we can battle back here.
Big secondary lead at second.
Yeah, when you're at that point where nobody's holding you on, you might as well get off and be able to score on that base hit. The outfield right now is playing fairly shallow for what you'd typically see, so getting that bigger lead can help you push in and know that you can score.
Obviously, the center fielder backing up a bit, so it's in these inter-squad games is really knowing your teammates and knowing their abilities. That, is this a guy that I am able to play shallow, and if he does rip a single, I can gun the guy on second on at the plate, or hopefully just hold him at third even. Or is it somebody that, hey, I got to back up a bit because he's got the ability to hit the ball over my head?
1-0 the count. Pitch comes in, breaking ball called a strike. One and one out. First and second. Another breaking ball called for a strike makes it 1-2.
I think he's going to go with a high fastball here. He showed his breaking ball twice. It's kind of been couple of these get me over pitches. So, with this 0-2 count, pitch's got to be out of the zone. I think he's going to go fastball here. Runner from second takes off for third. It is a fastball. Hit her a little bit out in front of it. Was able to foul it off, so that runner will go back to second. It was only just a steal at second. The runner at first stayed put.
Yeah, I think he just kind of made a decision and wanted to take off. He's been able to get a big lead over there, so take advantage, swipe the bag. 1-2 count's a good time to do it, too.
Yeah, and it could be something where, he was picking up how many looks the pitcher was giving him, or if there is a certain amount of time. There's a thing that's taught a lot of times called UCLA, and when you're on base, you count UCLA from the time that the pitcher comes set. And if you some pitchers will kind of get into the rhythm where they're either going to be a C, which is a 2-second count, or an A, where it's a 4-second count, and it's back-to-back pitches where the runners are able to catch up on that. Now they're able to time their jumps a lot better and get a better jump going for a steal.
1-2 the count here. Actually, it is 2-2. Scoreboard's missing one of the balls, but it is 2-2. See what goes here. Curveballs were the 2 strikes. Fastball way inside, and it's going to be full.
Well, Coach Rainey did say 2-2, so maybe, or no.
Now it's 3-2.
Now he's saying 3-2.
So full count. We'll probably see the runners move here as well.
Not with 2 outs, but it's a pop, or not with only 1 out. They will stay put. I figured it'd be a curveball there, and that's going to fall into left field. Everyone's going to move up 1 base.
Good station-to-station baseball right there. Probably, if you're in a little bit of a tighter game, you probably see them take off and try and score on that. But 11-2 the score, you might as well only go station-to-station, make it base hits to score you.
Yeah, and another thing, some runners, depending on their speed, might have taken off there. Personally, I would have held guys if I was coaching third because that ball was hit directly at the left fielder. He's charging in on it, so as he's charging in on that field it cleanly, he's already got his momentum going to the plate to make a solid throw.
New batter, 1-0 the count now.
Coach, you want to get that count right on the scoreboard? What's that? So you want to get that count right on the scoreboard? Yeah.
Brady.
Scoreboard now accurate, 2-0 the count. The guys up here taking care of business in this inter-squad matchup. Can't rely on the SID department, even though we do have an assistant SID here today.
Yeah, not my job in the, the non-traditional baseball season. See, the first baseman's playing in here, so it's not really so much of a bunting situation, but could be a situation where if he gets the ball hit right at him, he's going to go home with it. Try and save at least one run.
Could see it. You have the force at home, so you can go 3-2-3 for a double play and get out of this inning. I think that is what you're going to see. The middle's playing back. You don't really see him at necessarily double play depth, but it's not going to matter until the next batter, as that's ball 4. Makes it 12-2 here.
So that walks in their second run of the game. That has scored on a walk, I should say. So 12 runs on 10 hits, and like we were talking about earlier, it's a lot about pitch location and limiting the walks. If you have 2, 3, 4 walks in a row now, you know, you're giving them runs. You're giving them the opportunity. And like I've been saying all game, now the pitcher's got to come back and throw fastballs, and then there is going to be that fastball where the hitter's going to get a hold of it and drive in some runs.
So still 1 out, bases juiced. Strike 1 there. Again, the away Bulldogs are up to bat right now. Here comes the 0-1. Nice block there by the catcher. That's an important block in front.
Given the score, though, I don't think I would have taken off there.
No, but you know, you're in these inter-squad matchups. You want to be good at that.
Bragging rights.
It's going to matter. It's going to matter when it comes down to the season. You want to make sure you make that block, and it's a good time to practice it right now. Swung on, sent to center field. It's going to be caught. Tag play coming home. Relay goes right into the ground, and the one run will score to make it 13-2 in favor of the away Bulldogs.
I'm pretty sure the center fielder slipped out there. That's probably why there wasn't that good of a throw coming in. I don't know. They might, based on the conversation that's going on in the field, they might appeal if he left early on second, or he's going to start at third. And Coach Rainey's going to call him out. He didn't tag right away. He left early, so he is out at third base. That run does not score. So we'll head into the bottom half of the 7th, 12-2 in favor of the visiting Bulldogs.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Welcome back to the Nick here on the beautiful campus of Adrian College. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. This will be the last at bat for the home team. They're chasing a lot right here. It's 13-2.
12-2. Our scoreboard
12-2. Okay, yeah,
scoreboard
12-2.
operator
Yeah,
is still trying to.
Man, that scoreboard operator is just not on top of it today. It is 12-2. It is 12-2 after that last appeal to end the top half of the 7th. The away team only got away with 1 run. They've scored in every single inning except for the first. And that gives us our 12-2 ball game.
At first, they did have opportunities too. They left someone on second, I believe, and maybe even third as well. So there was runners in scoring position in that top half of the first inning. So they were knocking at the door early.
We were having some technical difficulties earlier. Weren't able to necessarily get on air right away, but we're here now. We're working with it, giving you the best we can here at Adrian College TV, the media production house proudly presenting this contest. Home half of the 7th inning. The first pitch, called a ball, looked like it was there. Coach Rainey won't give it to him.
Squeezing the zone late.
trying to get the home team to get some confidence maybe, trying to get them on the board. A couple more runs here. They've only been able to score in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That's where they got both of their runs. 1-1 the count now. This one's way out.
Just a bit
There it
outside.
is.
Tried the corner and missed.
2-1 the count. Sent in, fouled off. Two and two now for the batter. Swung on. Hit to right field. This one's going to drop, and it's going to be the first hit of this home half of the 7th. And that's going to get somebody on the base pass for this home team as they trail by 10.
Sprouting a comeback here.
Sprouting a comeback. No outs. First batter gets on base. You love to see it. This one gets by the catcher, and that's going to push the runner to second and get him in scoring position early.
Another one way outside. Tried the corner and missed again.
Tried the corner and missed. 1-0 the count. Pitch comes in right down the middle now, and it's going to be 1-1. Love hearing the chatter of the, call them the Bulldog fans, but it's their teammates up in the stands. There's an awkward swing there on the curveball. It makes it 1-2.
That was a nice pitch. You didn't know if it was going to move left to right or up and down, and it did a little bit of both. Kind of dropped right off the table at the last second there. That was a great pitch.
1-2 sends another one. This one's going to miss wide.
It's a good idea there, trying to follow up with that again, but even more outside. Try to get him something, or chasing something out of the zone on the 1-2 count, bring it 2-2 now.
Another one goes over the back, and it's going to push the runner to third now. Went from first, given 2 bases on some wild pitches. And we have a 3-2 count with a runner on third. The 3-2. Swung on, high in the air. It's going to be at second. Runner fakes the tag, and we got one out on the board now. No idea what's going on down on the field.
This team's bringing some energy. That's what you got to love, you know. People say baseball's a slow game, it's a quiet game, but, you know, it's if you bring some energy, it makes the game a lot more fun.
First pitch is a ball. One out on the board. Still a runner on third. It's high and in, makes it 2-0. Now we're in the wind-up of this game. You know, something really fun to talk about is just the academics here at Adrian College by all of our athletics. This past year, we had a record number of athletes on the MIAA academic honor roll. I remember these guys are student athletes as that one swung on right over the head of the second baseman. And that's going to bring a run in and make it 12-3.
That was a nice piece of hitting there, really letting the ball get deep in the zone, taking it that way, line drive on it, solid contact, right? Really doing his job, driving in the run, coming up with a solid approach.
Exactly what you want to do when you're chasing 10. Just got to pick away at it, get what you can. One out here, slide step, called a strike. Slider drops out of the zone, 1-1.
Fans, here's some information that is just coming out right now. If you are a Instagram user, follow the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. And starting next week, DJ Hughes, a member of the Adrian College men's lacrosse team will be doing an Instagram takeover on the conference's Instagram account. That has been confirmed and will be sent in to the conference tomorrow.
I'm excited for that. This one rolled up the middle. This should do it here. 6-4, 3 can't be beat out. And that's going to put 1 out up on the board, making it 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th. DJ Hughes is an absolute character. I'm excited to know that he's going to be on the MIAA's Instagram takeover. He's just a dude. That's how I would describe him. He works here at ACTV. You probably heard him on the call a little bit. But just a dude.
Sounds like he's very excited. That ball's ripped into center. And it is caught by the center fielder, and that'll do it. 12-3 the final in favor of the visiting Bulldogs here in Game 1 of the Inter-Squad World Series.
Awesome game here today, brought to you here on ACTV. Matt Kibbe, Mike Prang on the call. We're glad to bring it to you. Mike, do you have any final thoughts before we send it to our final break?
Not really. I mean, it's just kind of been like I've been talking about all game. The home team's got to do a little bit better job throwing strikes earlier in the count, getting ahead of the count. You know, coming into Game 2 and 3 of this Inter-Squad World Series, coming to you on Friday and Sunday. Like we were talking about earlier, we don't know we haven't confirmed anything if we're broadcasting on Friday, but if we are, it will definitely be announced on the ACTV Twitter account. It might just be a radio broadcast, could be a video broadcast, depending on the equipment that we have available and the personnel as well.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do for that. Either way, that's going to wrap up this one. 12-3 the final score for the visiting Bulldogs in this inter-squad matchup. Mike Prang and myself, Matt Kibbe, on the call. We thank you for tuning in on Adrian College TV. We'll see you next time. Be ready for a busy weekend of NCAA hockey on the Adrian College Sports Network. We'll catch you later. Stay safe.
Sends it in front. Shot sent it by him. She scores. And Adrian with a dream start in the finals of the MIAA tournament. Right now. Whoa! The alley got the crowd into it. He fires. Oh my goodness! How in the world? That will do it. Sticks fly into the ceiling. The Bulldogs take to the ice. The Harris Cup to Adrian, Michigan, and the seniors. They've secured a championship here for the Adrian College Bulldogs.
I don't even know what we say about it. Like I'm kind of left speechless after that game.
Next on ice, representing the United States of America,